Hi, it's ANicWin here, also known as Amy, and we are back. I'm calling this the contemporary family home. I used a Pinterest reference image for this, and it's almost identical. I mean, I really heavily copied the outside only. The inside is completely different because obviously there wasn't a floor plan. But I think the image came from architecturaldesigns.com. I think I'd have to check Pinterest because I did save the pin. And so that's, I mean, I'm not one to argue with the source. If that's what they tell me the style is, then that's what the style is. But to me, it's more modern. So I don't know if this is a potato situation, but that's where we're at. This is built on, I think, Slipshod Mesquite. I think it's the Johnny Zest plot. I honestly couldn't tell you because I bulldozed the lots in Oasis Springs a while ago, and I don't remember where everything was. I'm rebuilding Oasis Springs because it did not spark joy. I never played here because I hated it. Well, I didn't hate the world. I just hated the builds. None of them were great. I'm gonna call it like it is. None of them were great. So this is on a 40 by 30 lot, and I know you're probably thinking, wow, it's a lot of room for activities, and this is kind of a small house. It's not. I could not handle that much landscaping, so I condensed it, and you'll see when we get to that, it's at the end, because I don't do the landscaping first. But yeah, that was a lot of pressure, and I couldn't handle it, and I have the hiccups. I apologize. But I am basically fleshing out the colors, the color palette, the windows, and all of that for the outside. I don't do the landscaping and the decorating on the outside in its entirety, but I do have to do it to a degree. The windows at least need to be placed because I have to have a feel for what the build on the inside is going to be. This right here is going to be an indoor-outdoor kitchen situation. This was also inspired by Pinterest, but not by the same build. I should have included the images in this video. Maybe I'll share them on Instagram. I do have an Instagram. It's new because my personal Instagram is not accessible to the public because, personal. But I do have one just for builds because I did want to start sharing some of that. So I'll link it. If you want to look, I'll post them, and then you can see if you're curious. I am always curious about people's reference images and how different or how close they were. So as you can see on this build, I did a lot of play with the windows. None of this is unique. I know I'm not the only or first person to do this. I've seen it done before, but it is new to me. I've never done the accordion faux window wall like that. Or at the front of the house where I layered. I mean, we've had that window update for a while, but I haven't really played around with layering the windows because I don't know if you guys have noticed this. You probably have. The glasses are different. Like from pack to pack. Obviously we have windows that have tinted glass, and we have windows that are frosted, and I think we have some stained glass windows. Yeah, that came with Realm of Magic. But we're excluding those. I mean, just like the clear basic windows. Some of them have a bluish tint, some of them have like a foggy coloring, and then some are really clear. And I think it's mostly base game that are different. So maybe it's just the age factor. I don't know. I didn't love that though. And it really didn't stand out to me until I tried to do this and was like, wow, we need to fix that. That needs to be fixed immediately. Now I did have these outdoor areas. Everything moves up. I really like houses that have or that take advantage of their roof space. So the very top is going to be solar panels, and I did give access because I think you have to repair them. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember, so I erred on the side of caution. The other two are activities. So there's going to be like gardening plots, and I think I put the flower arranging table, and then one is like a yoga space because it just went with my story. But you can obviously change those to whatever you want it to be. But that's just what I did. And there is a balcony on the front as well it will have a chess table and a little sitting area. I don't think I decorate that one on camera, but you will see it in the screenshots. But that is that entire upstairs is going to be the master suite. So it'll be their bedroom, bathroom, and they'll have exclusive access to that balcony. That was a struggle to get out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry we all had to suffer through that. So I don't do the landscaping and everything at the beginning, but I do try to get the color scheme for the build and put all the windows, or at least the windows that I think I'm going to keep, because I have to have an idea for floor planning purposes. And if you look inside, you can kind of see that I already did the floor plan off camera. It took me an hour to do the floor plan. This is a tiny house, you guys. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a bonus room and a very small living space and indoor-outdoor kitchen. It should not have taken me an hour, but it did, a full freaking hour. So I cut that out. There was no way to condense that because I redid it and did it so many times that there was just it just wasn't happening. So I apologize. I didn't really want to cut something like that out, but it had to go. We were all going to be sick if we left that in. And I think this is the last bit of window that we're going to do. You'll see I use a lot of those planter boxes inside and outside. I like the look of them. Honestly, they're probably my favorite. No, they're not. They're not my favorite window boxes, but they're up there in the top 3. Then I moved a lot because at that point I did have a little bit of an idea of what I was going to do with the landscaping. So I put that down to give me an idea of the size of the yard. So that's your only hint or preview of what it's going to be like. Because after this, we jump inside. I did pull some of the wallpapers in from the outside. Like the color scheme, as far as walls go, is the same throughout. And I did that. That was an intentional choice. It wasn't laziness. I just felt like this family would have pulled that through. I don't have words. Words are hard. But that was just kind of my thought. Like they would have kept the white and the paneling and it would have been really authentic to them. So I did jump into the kids' room next. I did make this family. They are called the Birch Family. And this room, I think, is very gender neutral, but I did build it for a little girl named Shane. And she is... a tomboy is not fair to say, I don't think, because I don't think she's not girly, but she is very STEM oriented. So math, science, that's her jam, that's her thing. So she's also a little bit mischievous because she knows she's smart and she knows she's cute. So she knows she's going to get away with pretty much whatever she wants to get away with. And that's a little dangerous. But she's not mean-spirited by any means. I don't think, at least. That's not how I envision her. But this is her room. So she does have the science kit. She has the void critter thing. It reminds me of Pokemon, honestly, and I feel like she'd be into that. And then, of course, she's got the little rocket project, school project that you can pull from the, I think it's show hidden items menu. It might be the unlocks entitlement. I don't honestly know. I just put them all in and pick from what I want to pick from. I was going to put these decals on the wall and like shrink them down and have them various sizes. And then I remembered she didn't have a dresser. And then I remembered we got dressers with that 21st Sims birthday update, and I wanted to use it, so I did. Then on her desk, I give her this little like crafting box. It is decorative, it's not functional, but I imagine this is where she sits and plots and draws out blueprints for her next like big idea. I don't know, she's a fun little child sim to play with, about as fun as they can get because they don't have a lot. EA, fix it. Give us more. Family players are struggling out here. And then I give her a light and we'll jump into that bathroom that's right next to her after I give you motion sickness. So this is technically the guest bathroom as well. There's not room in this house for people to stay the night by any means. But you know, if you have like a little dinner party or whatever, this is the bathroom that I imagine that they would use. So it is still very kid friendly. I add rubber ducks. There's like branches and stuff on the wall. You can definitely tell that a child uses this bathroom, but it's also not like throwing up kid items in your face. Honestly, there's nothing worse than being at someone's house and going into their bathroom and there's just like toilet training stuff everywhere. I mean, you do what you got to do, but if you have to like fight your way to the toilet, it's just not a great experience as a guest. That's all I'm saying. Help us. Help us out here. And I did throw like an adult element or two in there, like the flowers and that plant. So it's not overly kiddie. It's a comfortable place to do what you need to do, but it's also obvious like that's not your space, that's her space. So it be what it be. Yeah, I love those wall decals. The tree wall decals, right up my alley. They're probably my favorite wall decoration in the game for all ages. I think it works for adults and kids. Excuse me. And then we jump into the kitchen. So I'm going to need you to ignore what you see there. I left that there because we got the country kitchen kit, I think is what it's called. I'm terrible with names. Don't quote me. But I played with it, and then I left that there because I wanted it for the color scheme, and I do try to make it work, but it just doesn't. It doesn't fit the vibe. And you'll notice I fixed those windows not only because I extended the room, but also because I had the angle wrong. And all you need to know about that is I did not pass geometry with flying colors. I struggled. Math is not my thing in any of its forms. So yeah. I switched it to these, I think it's the Jungle Adventure countertops, because they have a concrete countertop, and I thought that was appropriate. I thought it looked nice. It fit the style. And then I also gave them a grill, because again, this is an indoor outdoor kitchen, so why not, right? I did change the stove to that really bright color. I'm not gonna claim it as green or blue because I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I can't tell. I just know it's in that family. And it matched the plates that are in the upper cabinets of that set. So the bar stools and the stove kind of tie it back. And I do add a piece of artwork off camera that also ties that all in, because I found it and was like, wow, this is fate. Honestly, when you find stuff in The Sims that like matches or coordinates well, you just got to go for it and throw a little prayer up to the Sims God, like, thank you. Thanks for looking out. And they do have a dishwasher. I don't know if you could see that, but this kitchen is a really nice, fun place to have your sim in and to cook, to create a meal. And I did have to shift these windows over because I extended the room. And so it's not centered with the sink, but I think it still worked. It still looked nice. This room could be an office. You could turn it into a third bedroom if you really wanted to. This is a game room because one of the parents, I believe it was Jessie, of this family, you'll see them in screenshots later, is a professional gamer, and this is like her space to practice, get in the zone. So she's got a TV and I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be a speaker or like an iPod, iHome situation, but she's got that so she can just blast the music and blick block to her heart's content. And then I went into the living room. Now, there is no TV here. I don't include a lot of TVs and computers because when you do, that's all your sim wants to do. And I've got an agenda. Like, we've got skills to build. We've got a career to further. You don't have time to watch anything. Come on, we got things to do. And I say that like I don't spend most of my life on my PC. So I'm a hypocrite. But I gave them these books. I thought, these would be books on like music, on gaming, on different things they've seen around the world, because the other parent is actually a professional musician. And I gave her 2 guitars. So it is 2 moms, and that is Brennan. So you'll notice that they are very gender neutral names. That was on purpose. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. That was on purpose. This is not a very traditional family, and I wanted that to be reflected across the board. They will be up on the gallery. Create a sim is not my forte, so they're not like anything spectacular, but if you wanted to play with them, you could tweak them if you wanted to and fit them into your story. But of course you can use your own family for this home. And then I'm decorating the entryway just so it's not so open. And yeah, I like the way this turned out. It's very light. It's colorful, but also muted. And this right here above this bathroom door is my favorite thing I've ever done. It's so, you may not like it. This may not be your cup of tea. But man, so much joy was sparked. All of it. Like the entire time I was doing this, I was like, yes, love it. I love it here. And then we jump upstairs to the master suite. Like I said, this entire floor is for the parent. Actually, might not have said that, but I meant to. The entire floor is for the parents. So it's broken up into the bedroom. They'll have their own bathroom, and they have access to that private balcony that's at the front. I think I said it. And this is where their personality, in my opinion, comes out a little bit more. So their room is following the theme of the house. It's a very serene, neutral, calming, muted color palette with some blues, some pinks. So it's not loud in your face. It's a very calming space to be. But I think it's also a space that sparks creativity. Or at least that's what I was going for. Did I succeed? I don't know. You'll have to let me know. But I did clutter up their nightstands to kind of reflect the personality. So this would be the gamer mom, who is Jessie. This would be her nightstand. So she's into makeup, but not like... She wears a lot of dark colors. Pink and blue is kind of her thing. Don't think Harley Quinn. How do you say her name? It doesn't matter. I don't know. DC's not my thing. But and then the other one is Brennan's. And I don't know why she has a bowling pin. I don't know. I just kind of went with my instinct there, but she's got one. Maybe it's her lucky bowling pin. She travels on tour with it 'cause she's a musician. I don't know. You'd have to ask her. And I add this rug. This room actually ended up being one of my favorites. I used to hate doing master bedrooms because they're not fun, or they weren't. I guess they are now, but there was nothing to do really in the master bedroom except for have your sim sleep because they have the whole house. So why would you don't really need to customize their bedroom to have activities, I guess. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that was just kind of my mentality on it. But I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun with them lately. And my new favorite thing is giving them little sitting areas in the bedroom because maybe you want to hang out there, but you don't want to hang out in bed. I hate just sitting in bed now. It's just not, it's not my favorite activity. If I'm in bed, I'm sleeping. That's my, it's kind of my mentality these days. So I don't want to just sit there. I guess I put this hanging plant above the mirror and I do clip it out to kind of hang over a little bit. I thought it was a nice touch. I don't know if I love it. I don't want to use the word love, but I liked the look of it. And then I just give a few more wall decorations, and I think I switched the lights off camera, but they do get different lights. I don't leave the saucer lights in builds because they put off good light, but they don't really have a good aesthetic. They look weird in screenshots and they just look weird from above. This bathroom, holy cow, I want this bathroom. That tub, the shower's okay. You can tell the stuff that had to be in there is like squished in the corner, and then this whole open area. This is just a wall of plants and a big window to look out of. I do put curtains on that window, by the way, just not on camera. But this wall of plants, do you know how relaxing that would be? Like midday, you just turn like the lights off, you just have that natural light, you're surrounded by the beautiful greenery, you can see the view of I think they actually have a view of the strip, but we're going to pretend it's mountains because we can do what we want. And you're just relaxing in your element. Maybe you've got some soft jazz. Oh my gosh, sign me up. How do I get that? How do I get that? I do put a mirror above the tub because I didn't want to put another piece of artwork. There wasn't anything that was like matching my vibe there. And then, so this is not ideal, but that bathroom does lead off to that balcony. But, I mean, it's all private, so I didn't think it mattered. I was willing to make that sacrifice. Then, as you can see, I quickly flesh out these other two rooftop terrace balcony areas. One's got yoga for meditation. One's got, I think those are the insect boxes. I don't know. So there's some stuff to do up there. They're easy to access. Everything works. I did play test that. And then I took away the grass floor and put down the terrain paint because I liked the shade of green better. And then this is me condensing the lot because I freaked out. I was like, I don't know what to do. There's too much space. This is too much responsibility. It actually wasn't that big of a freak out. I had like 5 minutes of me going, no. And then I did this. So I think it works. It looks like the rocks were there and they just built around the rocks. Maybe it doesn't look that natural to you guys, but I thought it looked passable. And then the grass, I did add some terrain paint to make it look like it was a little bit burnt because they are in the desert, and if you have grass, I imagine it would be very hard to keep it bright green like that all the time with that amount of sun. I don't actually know though, because that's not my reality. I don't live near the desert at all. It is very lush and green where I am at. And then the backyard, I do the exact same thing. I map out where the yard's going to be. I thought this was kind of cool. I added wooden planks to the back. Like maybe it's not a deck because it's not raised, but maybe they just didn't have enough money to put grass, like fake grass in the entire backyard. But they needed a solution to make it look like they did that intentionally, and that was what they settled on. I don't know. This part is just me adding a rock. I was trying to mimic what you see like in the landscaping around it, and it kind of works. It's not my favorite. I'm going to be honest with you. The landscaping on this one was not sparking joy, but I think it carried through well. And we're going to wrap this up by just adding a few more activities, a few more of those trees from the front just for, consistency, the beach towels and stuff like that. We're going to hit the screenshots now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun making it, and I thought it turned out really pretty. It's not my aesthetic again, but it works for the family I made. Feel free to leave me a comment letting me know what you liked, didn't like. I'm always looking for feedback so I can improve. There's always room for improvement. And I don't know, have a lovely day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.